This is coal. Don't be afraid.
The
Don't be scared. Won't hurt
Treasurer
you.
knows the rule on crops.
By 1990, no Australian child will be living in poverty.
Well, may we say, God save the Queen. Because nothing will save the Governor-General.
Mate, because I want to do you slowly.
I believe we are in danger of being swamped by Asians.
But we will decide who comes to this country and the circumstances in which they come.
People are entitled to their sexual proclivities.
I will not be lectured about sexism and misogyny by this man. I will not.
The Australian public does not want to see this place descend into a political coliseum.
You sit down, Griffith.
Welcome to The Take. Hi, fancy meeting you here in this little old place. I'm Tish, and this is The Take. Yes, I normally have a channel called Echo Echo, but I started another channel at Christmas time, and I'm coming back to it because I need to talk about politics. Don't we all? Because guess what? Our very existence is politics. And if you are in the profoundly lucky position to not ever have to worry about it, there's a name for that. It's called privilege. Okay? And privilege can make you miss a lot of the things that are going on in this world. And when I look at my privilege, I think about what I should be doing with it. And I have a responsibility. I need to do this because I'm white, cis, het, woman in a developed country, well-paid, employed, all of the things. And while I am all of these things, there is a genocide going on in Palestine, Sudan, Congo, and I'm sure other places. We need to do something, and I'm here to talk about politics. So let's get on with it. Now, this channel was kind of called Left Down Under at one point in time because I'm left wing and we're down under, but I've gone back to the name that I originally wanted, which is called The Take, and there is an Al Jazeera something or other called The Take, but this is The Take AU, Oz edition. So I'll talk about Australian politics and the world. Today's video is going to be about Gaza. In case you're new to who I am, I'm a high school arts teacher, history, English, and all that, and been a content creator for around about 3 years. Before that, theatre was my thing, but always been very interested in political matters. I'm a union rep, and yeah, left wing. Who would have guessed? So, the biggest thing that's happening in Australia at the moment, in my opinion, is the ongoing erasure of the harm that Israel is doing to the Palestinians who are in Gaza. They are not all Gazans, FYI. They say Gazans because it's another form of erasure. Because they don't want to say that there are Palestinians. They just want to say that they're Arabs so they can go elsewhere. That is part of Hasbara, which is Israeli propaganda. I did a video a couple of weeks ago about H3 and the way that they use their propaganda to harm people and the cult-like tactics that uses, and that is absolutely how Israeli society is run. The Bite model is from Stephen Hassan, who was in a cult, the Moonies, and he became a cult researcher afterwards. He worked with J.K. Rowling a couple of years ago, so terrible. Basically, the Bite model is behavior control, information control, thought control, and emotional control. You can see that anywhere with Israel. It's always Netanyahu appealing to, the Holocaust, which is like spitting in the face of Holocaust victims and survivors. Which, by the way, in Israel, they thought that the Holocaust survivors were weak because so many of them got caught and died. And they called them soap because they used to make soap from the fat of a dead human. Anyway, so that is definitely a consideration. And you would think, how is Israel having an influence in Australian society? Well, it's just like American society. It is everywhere. Now, the thing is that Israel wants you to conflate Israelis and Zionism with Judaism. They are not the same. There are many anti-Zionist Jews. And do you know what? There's some anti-Semites, Taylor Green, Candace Owens, Nick Fuentes, Myron Gaines, a broken clock's right twice a day. They're calling out the genocide because they're anti-Semitic and they hate Jewish people. So they like calling out this brutality. Just because it's anti-Semitic doesn't mean it's not true. It is true that Israel is starving the people of living in Gaza at the moment. There was an incident in Parliament. This is Mehreen Faruqi. Mehreen Faruqi is a Greens senator. She has been a leading voice on, I think she's the deputy leader. Yeah, she is the deputy leader. She's been a leading voice on speaking up for Palestinians. And in Parliament the other day, she held up this sign, Gaza is starving, words won't feed them, sanction Israel. Now, she has been sanctioned. After that, the Greens deputy leader banned from taking part in any overseas parliamentary delegations for the remainder of the 48th Parliament. That is outrageous. I didn't realize that it was that. The thing is, this is the dying gasp of Zionism. They are trying to do so much to shut everything down. So much. There has been more journalists killed in this genocide. It's not a war, it's a genocide. Yeah, see, look at the automatic search that comes up. Journalists killed in Gaza first. Since the beginning of the war, the genocide in Gaza, more than 50,000 Palestinians. Let's not even say it's 50,000. It's over 100, definitely. This includes at least 188 journalists and media workers, mortality rate of over 10%, dramatically higher than any occupational group. And now they're going after doctors, surgeons, nurses, aid workers. Why would they do that? Unless they're trying to ethnically cleanse all of Palestine. It is such a deadly thing for journalists. Why? Because they are reporting the truth. And that is a system that is going down the drain because of what they're doing, like the genocide. And they want to try and save it by killing all these people. All right, so Penny Wong is our she's a Minister of Defense? Foreign Affairs, sorry, yep, Foreign Affairs. And she was the Minister of Foreign Affairs when the genocide started, and she is co-signed the genocide. Now, Penny Wong, I always thought she would be our first elected female Prime Minister, but not anymore. I want her to be tried. She's complicit. So is Albanese. We have the bad Albanese, not Francesca. We have Anthony. Mehreen Faruqi sanctioned for Gaza sign protesters. Green senator accused of street theatre. How ridiculous. If she just chucked on that keffiyeh and held this sign up for the first time in this incident, maybe I could say that. And even then I would be like, well, at least she's bringing attention to it. Unlike the Labour people who were meant to be the more empathetic and more in tune with the workers, they're not going to get voted back in because they are just Liberal light, which is our version of the Republican Party. So the Greens deputy leader banned from taking part in any overseas parliamentary delegations for the remainder of the 48th Parliament. Yeah, you need to shut her up, don't you? How much money are you getting from them, Penny? The Greens senator has been sanctioned after the upper house agreed her decision to protest the Governor-General's address to Parliament by raising Gaza protest sign was utterly disrespectful. Oh, really? Oh, I'm sorry. Were we disrespectful during a genocide? Oh, We have to be polite during a genocide. We have to be like, oh, what is the actual etiquette? Let me get out my etiquette. Oh, where's the chapter about how to act during a genocide? What a fucking pile of shit. Faruqi held up the sign urging sanctions against Israel while the Governor-General, Sam Mostyn, addressed Parliament on Tuesday. As Anthony Albanese left the upper house chamber, Faruqi asked, Prime Minister, Gaza is starving. Will you sanction Israel? Earlier that morning, Australia had joined with 27 other nations, including the UK and France, to condemn Israel for the drip-feeding of aid and the inhumane killing of Palestinians. There's people dying of starvation already. There's people in stage 5 starvation, which is lifelong problems with their bodies. You can see these things here. There are a lot of different ways that people are representing what the reality is for these desperate fucking people. And there have been whistleblowers who are saying, like, these mercenaries who just were, for all intents and purposes, were going to Gaza to just do security, and they're gunning down people who are in a mousetrap. It's disgusting. And that was bad enough, and now they are dying of starvation. Children. I saw Miss Rachel on Instagram yesterday, and she was crying because she has a baby the same age as babies in Gaza, and it's like, what? How can anyone look at that and think, oh, I don't care. They deserve that. And it is a lie that Hamas is stealing aid. They absolutely are fucking not. They are not doing it. Faruqi is now banned from taking part in any overseas parliamentary delegation. A move which the Greens senator said showed Labor was cracking down on people who speak out against genocide. The Foreign Affairs Minister, Penny Wong, shame on her, shame on Penny Wong, moved the motion shortly after question time on Tuesday, accusing Faruqi of attention seeking to impress her hardline supporters. So, who cares if it was? What's the issue that she's trying to get attention for? Starving people? Are you fucking kidding me? What's hardline about wanting people not to die from fucking starvation, Penny Wong? I think we all understand what Senator Faruqi wants most of all is attention, and it may well be her move is designed to show her base, Green's base, that she's more hardline than the current leader. Wong said, oh, this is classic tactics. Gotta pit the leftists against each other. Gotta pit them against each other, right? Oh, they're trying to be like jump the queue and be the leader. Bullshit. They're all together. You guys are the cutthroat, like, people who will just cut people down. The reality is this is a very difficult conflict. Is it? Who's it fucking difficult for, Penny? Is it difficult for you because you can't be the LGBTQ first female prime minister just having a crazy fucking time anymore? You can't do that anymore because you are complicit with the genocide. And that's what you have to fucking live with for the rest of your life. I've often spoken in this place about the need for all of us to be responsible about how we deal with it here. The opposition Senate leader, Michaela Cash is the Senate leader? I didn't know that. Oh. Sought to bring further sanctions against Faruqi with an amended motion that she would also ban her from the Senate for the remainder of the week. We do not believe that it goes far enough, Cash says. Oh, we want it. Look at us. Israel. The Israel lobby. Talk about, who wants attention? To challenge each other and to be like, it's not you guys, right? You guys are competing for attention. Fucking hell. Rules without enforcement are meaningless. Standards without accountability are hollow, and institutions without discipline become irrelevant. The Senate is not a forum for street theatre. Fuck Michaela Cash, for real. A protester from the public gallery interrupted Cash's statement with chants against the Israel government, including Netanyahu is a war criminal, before he was removed by security. He's currently wanted. He's a wanted war criminal. The opposition amendment was unsuccessful, with Labor choosing not to vote with the coalition. Imagine sticking to their guns. Faruqi told senators she would not back down because Palestinians were being murdered, starved, and displaced by Israel as we speak. Yeah. And now we're talking about it. So good job, Penny. We actually did get the attention. Good job. Labour and the coalition in this chamber wants to avoid the truth. You don't want to see it or hear it, and now here we are. You want to force me to apologise for telling the truth, Faruqi said. Albanese told ABC's afternoon briefing the Governor-General's address is about the country, but Senator Faruqi wanted it to be about her. I'm in shock. A sign about Gaza starving is about her. The Senate President, Sue Lines, said the actions were utterly disrespectful. Oh, again, we're going to go to the how to be like the etiquette of talking during a genocide. Be respectful to the person committing genocide. You really should have been respectful to Joseph Goebbels. Hitler was speaking. You've got to be respectful of that. Do you see what you're fucking doing? Do you see what you're doing? This is why I had to start putting this on a different channel because I'm so angry. Complete disregard for your actions showed a complete disregard for the rules, the traditions, and the customs of this place, she said. This is not a normal circumstance. The rules and the customs have to go out the fucking window. Faruqi accused colleagues of being more focused on cracking down on black and brown women in this parliament, but withdrew the comment. In a statement to Guardian Australia after the Senate motion passed, Faruqi accused Labor of cracking down on people who speak out against a genocide while ignoring the perpetrator. They've done it to Senator Payman, they've done it to Senator Thorpe, and now they're doing it to me. The Labor government don't like a mirror being held to their complicity in a genocide, and which is what they're guilty of. The reason why I am so vocal is because I'm a human and I have empathy for starters, but I have done extensive study of World War II. I've been to Germany twice. I just was like, how the fuck did this all happen? This gross man with his weird mustache, like, how did this all happen? And I just wanted to always piece it together in my mind. And now it's happening again, and I'm like, what would I have done back then? Would I have spoken up about the Nazis? And I'm like, no, it's happening now, and I am fucking speaking up. Okay. And one of the series I watched is Nazi collaborators, right? And there was Chaim Reichek? No, is that his surname? It's because it's Chaya Reichek, who's that awful Libs of TikTok woman. Yeah, there's Capos, there was Quisling, the Grand Mufti, all these people who collaborated with the Nazis and enabled them to do what they did, right? And, it was just a series 10 of the major collaborators. Well, guess who's collaborating with the fucking Nazis in this instance? Australia. Penny Wong, Anthony Albanese. They need to be held account for what they have done during this. Israel is facing intensifying international condemnation for its killing of starving Palestinians in Gaza and its attacks on humanitarian efforts. The Gaza Humanitarian Fund is a front, and they are working with the IDF to lure people with flour and then kill them. According to UN officials on Tuesday, more than 1,000 desperate Palestinians have been killed by Israeli forces since the end of May, trying to reach food distributions run by the US controversial and Israel-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. There are UNHR, UNRWA, there's the World Food Kitchen, I think. They are at the border, ready with months of food, and Israel is not allowing them in. That's a final solution thing. Now, I also wanted to look at this one. Trump offers greatest chance for Gaza ceasefire. Penny Wong insists as Israel condemns, as Australia condemns Israel. So, Penny Wong, you've got to be kidding me. And this is from 22nd of July. Are you fucking kidding me? Trump, I just cannot even believe this fucking headline. Australia and 27 other countries have said it's horrifying that more than 800 Palestinians have been killed while seeking aid. Yeah. Oh, wow. Brave. So brave. Donald Trump has the greatest chance of any political leader to broker a ceasefire deal in Gaza, Penny Wong says, after Australia on Tuesday joined with 27 other countries to condemn Israel for the drip feeding of aid and the inhumane killing of Palestinians. Penny, they already did that, and Israel broke it. Like, was there a ceasefire for a couple of weeks, maybe a month? If Trump wanted a fucking ceasefire, it would happen. Wong acknowledged the key role the US, a strong supporter of Israel, plays in the peace process as domestic pressure on the Albanese government to play a more pivotal role in addressing the humanitarian crisis in Gaza mounts. Yeah, so it should. It's good to remember that President Trump has been very strong advocate for a ceasefire and hostage deal. The foreign affairs minister told Sky News. Sky News is our version of Fox News. What the fuck are you going on Sky News for? I think President Trump has the greatest chance of political leader offering a ceasefire. Out of the government's decision to join the international statement signed by the UK, France, and others reflected the distress many Australians have learning of more than 800 Palestinians killed by Israeli forces while seeking aid in Gaza in recent months. Yeah, Penny. So if you acknowledge that that's happening, why did you sanction Mehreen Faruqi? The statement warned the suffering of civilians in Gaza has reached new depths. It's expressed horror at the deaths of hundreds of people at aid distribution sites through Gaza, and demanded Israel comply with its obligation under international humanitarian law. Yeah, oh my God. So Netanyahu hasn't done all that like previously after being, like asked personally and been found guilty of being a war criminal, etc., etc. But your letter, that's going to do it for him. Oh, a letter. I'm just disgusted that she's like saying that anything positive about Trump. That pedophile, that old fucking pedophile. Man, also the Epstein files. If this is what's out in the open, I think what is hidden is diabolical. P.S. We're complicit, our tax money, and, like no one is, it almost feels like they're gaslighting us. I don't know how they think they can get away with it. This genocide was live streamed to us on our phones when they were doing the Holocaust. They put the death camps in the middle of nowhere. No one saw them. The little towns around them, I'm sure the people knew, but everybody said, if we had have known, we would have spoken up. But everybody knows what we're seeing, and they're not speaking up. And if you are silent, you are complicit. Because it only can keep on happening if people don't say something and do something. I am disgusted with my government. A party that my dad had voted for his whole life, I had voted for until recently. The thing is, Australia could be the country that comes out and says, no more. They could be one of those leading voices in this. You cannot tell me that these people don't realize what they're doing. They don't understand the magnitude of choosing Israel in this situation. South Africa's done it, and they, look at where they have come from. The Houthis are helping out, and they are one of the poorest countries in the world. There is a lot of solidarity for Palestinians, and everywhere in the US, in Australia, in the UK, and our governments are not representing us. And they are going to pay for that. There will be a reckoning. I've been saying this for well over a year now and tagging Albanese in my Instagram stories, but it's not too late. Yeah, you should have been saying this months and months ago, but guess when the next best time is? Fucking now. Take a stand. You look like cowards. You look like cruel murderers, because that's what you're doing. This needs to stop. And when it finishes, which it will, it's Israel and Zionism is going to go out kicking and screaming, but it has to finish. And people need to be held accountable for what they're doing. It's simple as that. Okay, thanks for listening. It's heavy, it sucks, and I wish that I was saying something different, but here we are. Other political channels that I like to watch, Chris Kessler is amazing. He has a deep knowledge of the Middle East. I don't know if he's done it. I think he's just done his masters, and speaks Farsi and Arabic and other languages, I think. Overzealots is amazing. Bad Empanada, Noah Sampson, Majority Report, and these guys as well. Check them all out. I'll put links in the box down below. They're my go-tos, and yeah, hopefully I'll do more short videos like this and talk about what's happening in Palestine. You can like and subscribe. Go and subscribe over at The Take. Just watch my political video and like wherever this is. Subscribe. This is. Fuck the patriarchy. Fuck premise. Fuck capitalism and free Palestine, Congo, Sudan, and all of those who are oppressed. Peace.